Welcome to the Sad Man Sack stream, where you go to find your own sadness or something. Oh boy. Welcome to the sad man stream. Welcome to the sad man stream. Welcome to the sad man. You think I give a fuck? You think I give a fuck about it on this sad man stream? You'd be wrong. You'd think Daniel should give 2/2 of a fuck in this sad man. Don't do that on sad man stream. Why are you demolishing your nose? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Someone call the cops. That guy's a loser. Ban him from YouTube. He's picking his nose and eating it on YouTube. Someone call the police. I will make you eat it. I will make you watch this. I'm sorry. Oh my god. What did you just take out of there? The whole thing. My whole nose came out. The whole entire inside of my nose came out. Alright, goodbye.
Images of beings that believers say resemble aliens have been found in art that dates back tens of thousands of years, seen in old cave paintings and ancient petroglyphs. In the modern era, it's rare to find an artist who says their own work is inspired by creatures from outer space. But Vice Bain met up with an artist who claims his work is the result of an encounter with an alien spaceship.
Oh, cool.
I'm Jessie Maiko, and this is Daily Vice, brought to you by Go90.
Today we'll meet Robert Limós, a painter aged 73, born and raised here in Barcelona. Robert has always been a very well-known artist, with his own art exposing in the most important galleries and museums of Barcelona. In fact, he received the National Prize of Plastic Arts in 1994. Limós' art has always been connected to the cosmos and the unknown, but recently, his art has taken a very strange and peculiar turn. In 2004, his young son passed away in a tragic accident, but he's convinced that it was another strange event that changed his art forever.
I have no class.
Vamos a ver las piezas que están en el agua, el mirastels. La escultura es un personaje mirando al cielo, como si hubiera cogido una estrella y la tuviese en la mano, conectando con el universo y controlando el mar. Estos son 5 años antes o 10 del avistamiento. Son premoniciones que nos vienen y que esta gente igual nos manda. O sea, no sabía lo que me iba a ocurrir.
Robert lived a paranormal experience in Brazil, where he claims that he met creatures from outer space. Ever since that day, he has dedicated his art to showing the world a new race of aliens, the reptilians.
Por una chica acabo yendo a Brasil para la boda de su hermana, una tarde que ella...
Did you hear what I said? I hope you heard what I said. I want you to hear what I said. I have no class. Never mind.
No estaban y yo cojo un bloc y un lápiz y salgo a pasear por unas dunas que ya conocía. Sin darme cuenta me había sentado delante de un ovni. Se me abre una ventana con 2 personajes mirándome. Un cuello alto, un porte muy señorial y unas deformaciones craneales y ojos negros. Ella llevaba una tiara, una coronita en la cabeza. Supongo que eran los VIPs de la nave o los reyes de donde fuese, no sé. Esto es lo que dibujé delante de la nave. Primero eran líneas y al día siguiente lo coloré. Era un espacio más o menos así. Ellos vienen a mí porque saben que soy pintor y que soy escultor y que lo representaré. Son como un hermanito mayor que no nos quiere perjudicar, que nos quiere
I'm
ayudar.
jamming to the sound of his voice.
La gente que me rodea, a ver, hay algunos que están conmigo y que lo entienden y que lo admiten, y otros pues que no. Es difícil de creer, mira, yo me tengo que creer muchas cosas que tampoco las veo, y esto pues es tangible porque te lo estoy...
So like the manner of speech he has, I'm basically jamming to the manner of speech he has. Kind of like he's rapping.
dibujando.
His best friend, Francesc Artigau, who is also a very respected artist, seems to be the only person that can give us an interesting perspective about Robert's new obsession.
Estos son los que más me gustan. Yo definiría a Robert como un pintor predestinado o de raza. Cuando se pone en un proyecto en el que cree mucho, se lía de manera absolutamente entregada a ella. Con esta historia que él vio un agente, vio un aparato, lo que ha hecho es dulcificar su obra, que era mucho más expresionista, y ahora es como si él se hubiera enamorado de estos seres y los quisiera hacer suaves, mimarlos como no había hecho nunca.
Me gustaría volverlos a ver. Si me han venido es para que yo vaya cortando el miedo. Que lo divulgue y que no tengas miedo de ver un personaje con el cuello largo y con escamas. Igual dentro de 20 años pues lo habremos visto estos personajes y dirán, mira, este loco pues, tenía la razón, pues ya está.
That's today's Daily Vice. I'm Jessie Maiko.
Just kidding. I'm looking for a pipe that you probably don't have access to. Where is it? Someone stole my good pipe. Oh no. No, 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 no. No way a thief would come and steal that juju. That sweet juju. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare lay your hands on my sweet Delilah. Rest, rest, rest. Meow, meow, meow. Kitty, kitty. Meow, meow, meow. You smell like armpits, Danny. Okay, well, I'm looking for a... Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, hold on. Meow. Come on, meow. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Where's my kitten? Nom nom nom. Nom nom. Nom nom nom. Nom nom. Nom nom nom. What the fuck did everything go? Da 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 da. Terrorism 101. Something's missing. Something has been done to my room. This is a travesty. Who will remember me? Dun 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 dun. I found it. Never mind. Thank God it wasn't that hard to find. Holy shit. Oh no. Charge my phone, please. Thank you. It's 100% charged. Thank you. Now what? Ah. Yes, I was actually willing to watch this video without laughing and doing stupid shit. So, I actually want to watch this video legitimately and find out what this guy actually saw and investigate. Let's go. Let's do this.
Today on Daily Vice, images of beings that believers say resemble aliens have been found in art that dates back tens of thousands of years, seen in old cave paintings and ancient petroglyphs. In the modern era, it's rare to find an artist who says their own work is inspired by creatures from outer space. But Vice Spain met up with an artist who claims his work is the result of an encounter with an alien spaceship.
I'm Jessie Maiko, and this is Daily Vice, brought to you by Go90.
Today we'll meet Robert Limós, a painter aged 73, born and raised here in Barcelona. Robert has always been a very well-known artist, with his own art exposing in the most important galleries and museums of Barcelona. In fact, he received the National Prize of Plastic Arts in 1994. Limós' art has always been connected to the cosmos and the unknown, but recently, his art has taken a very strange and peculiar turn. In 2004, his young son passed away in a tragic accident, but he's convinced that it was another strange event that changed his art forever.
Vamos a ver las piezas que están en el agua, el mirastels. La escultura es un personaje mirando el cielo, como si hubiera cogido una estrella y la tuviese en la mano, conectando con el universo y controlando el mar. Estos son 5 años antes o 10 del avistamiento. Son premoniciones que nos vienen y que esta gente igual nos manda. O sea, no sabía lo que me iba a ocurrir.
Robert lived a paranormal experience in Brazil where he claims that he met creatures from outer space. Ever since that day, he has dedicated his art to showing the world a new race of aliens, the reptilians.
Por una chica acabo yendo a Brasil para la boda de su hermana. Una tarde, que ellas no estaban, yo cojo un bloque y un lápiz y salgo a pasear por unas dunas que ya conocía. Sin darme cuenta, me había sentado delante de un ovni. Se me abre una ventana con 2 personajes mirándome. Un cuello alto, un porte muy señorial y unas deformaciones craneales y ojos negros. Ella llevaba una tiara, una coronita en la cabeza. Supongo que eran los VIPs de la nave o los reyes de donde fuese, no sé. Esto es lo que dibujé delante de la nave. Primero eran líneas y al día siguiente lo coloré. Era un espacio más o menos así. Ellos vienen a mí porque saben que soy pintor y que soy escultor y que lo representaré. Son como un hermanito mayor que no nos quiere perjudicar, que nos quiere ayudar. La gente que me rodea, a ver, hay algunos que están conmigo y que lo entienden y que lo admiten y otros pues que no. Es difícil de creer, mira, yo me tengo que creer muchas cosas que tampoco las veo. Y esto pues es tangible porque te lo estoy dibujando.
His best friend, Francesc Artigau, who is also a very respected artist, seems to be the only person that can give us an interesting perspective about Robert's new obsession.
Estos son los que más me gustan. Yo definiría a Robert como un pintor predestinado o de raza. Cuando se pone en un proyecto en el que cree mucho, se lía de manera absolutamente entregada a ella. Con esta historia que él vio un agente, vio un aparato, lo que ha hecho es dulcificar su obra, que era mucho más expresionista, y ahora es como si él se hubiera enamorado de estos seres y los quisiera hacer suaves, mimarlos como no había hecho nunca.
Me gustaría volverlos a ver. Si me han venido es para que yo vaya cortando el miedo. que lo divulgue y que no tengas miedo de ver un personaje con el cuello largo y con escamas. Igual dentro de 20 años pues habremos visto estos personajes y dirán, mira, este loco pues, tenía la razón, pues ya está.
That's today's Daily Vice. I'm Jessie Maiko. We'll see you next time.
For our look at marijuana in Mexico, we started by heading into the mountains. Our goal was to reach a big marijuana field, where access is not easy.
Estos pueblos son casi inaccesibles, en medio de las montañas, y es muy difícil que cualquier persona llegue acá.
Not only were there marijuana plants, but poppy was evident everywhere.
Buenas. Ahí venimos. Más o menos a cuánto se vende.
Más o menos, porque varía también los precios, entre 300, 350 el kilo.
Seeing the fields was nothing like what you'd expect when you think of the cartel. These people are just farmers. We also visited a young child in Mexico City who suffers from epilepsy. The thought of a kid using marijuana-based products may rub some people the wrong way, but the truth is it's just a taboo.
¿Qué tipo de efectos tiene en Iñaki?
Con la medicación, él todo el tiempo estaba ido, todo el tiempo. Y ahorita con el tratamiento del cannabis, ves que él despierta sonriendo todos los días, despierta alerta, volteando a todos lados, juega con su hermana.
Something that's surprising about former President Vicente Fox is that he's been openly in favor of reforming drug legislation, especially marijuana. And that really made us want to go meet with him.
¿Cómo ve usted el consumo recreativo? ¿Cómo ve usted el consumo medicinal?
No he consumido porque, precisamente por lo mismo. Yo fumé cigarrillo hasta los 30 años y lo dejé porque mueren mucho más personas, millones y millones de personas por consumo de cigarrillo. Y por consumo de marihuana no ha muerto nadie.
With the passing of legislation in Mexico City that made it possible to use medical marijuana, the topic of marijuana regulation is more present now more than ever. What remains to be seen is if our representatives in Congress are capable of advancing legislation that will benefit not just big corporations and themselves, but the local people who produce it and use it.
Delivery is a very natural way, actually, to receive cannabis. So for a lot of people, prior to a lot of legalization, they were getting it on the black market, and most of that was almost exclusively through delivery. In California, many individual dispensaries do offer home delivery. What makes Ease different is we're able to use algorithms to route drivers to the patients in a very efficient way and have 20-minute deliveries, as opposed to if you were to call a dispensary and order home delivery, it usually takes about 1 to 2 hours. A lot of people do call Ease the Uber of weed or the Uber of cannabis. I think back to the first time that I ever ordered an Uber. The previous experience was you would call a taxi, it wouldn't show up. You'd call again, it wouldn't show up. Finally, I downloaded this app called Uber. I pressed the button on my phone, and a black car showed up in about 5 minutes. So that's a really wow experience for people. Ease is the same way. So when you open up their app, the first thing you're presented with is a product selection. Then you just basically add what you want to your cart, and that driver will show up in about 20 minutes.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
A lot of people don't have a medical marijuana recommendation from a doctor. So part of signing up for Ease is if we actually connect you via video chat using our EaseMD platform to a licensed doctor. They're actually issued.
Daniel, you're the worst bully in the history of mankind. What? Really? Yes. In scholastic history, the biggest bully ever. That is your achievement. I get to be the biggest bully? Yes. Is that okay? No. Bullies are jerks. And they beat people up for lunch money and stuff. And you're apparently the worst, so what the hell's wrong with you? I don't think I'm that bad. No, you are. Am I? Yes, you've been confirmed as the worst bully in the existence of mankind, yes. I don't get any excuse. I don't get any other, like, potential achievement. No. Why not? What if I'm smart? I could do stuff. Shut up, Daniel. You're a humongous bully, to be honest. And, like, that's all you are. Really? Yes. Oh. Why do you think your nose is so pointy? You probably broke it thousands of times because you get in so many fights, you stupid a-hole. You're a butthole, Daniel. You always have been. How dare you? That's true. It is true. That's not very nice, but also, I guess, I'm not very nice either, am I? That's true. Is self-defense mechanism. That's true also. Because Daniel got bullied when he was younger. That made him into the massive bully he is today. Oh dear. Oh dear. The amount of bullying Daniel went through. Oh dear. Daniel, you, you're, it's almost like you're negating yourself. I want to explain this thought like I wish I could, but I can't. And it's because I'm at a loss of vocabulary. Not that I'm stupid, but I just don't have the words right now. Type of bullying I went through was more detrimental because I remember all of it, every single bit. Oh, damn. That's sad. That's why I've basically become negating something or other. Like, I'm a bully. I don't want to say genius, but I guess that's what I would call myself. It's kind of a double negative, or a double positive negative, and it just sort of works and makes a person have strong character. You know, like if you're bullied, you're smart because you were smart, and then you became a bully, and then it came full circle and you realized why they bullied you, and you forgave them. So you become a more pristine individual. So that's what a nerd would do, I suppose, if you were to follow this thought. So, like, if you were able to comprehend what I just said to you, then I'm pretty sure you're smart enough to understand what I'm talking about. So therefore I don't have to make as much words in front of the others. So I don't know. Bring forth the new age of enlightenment and revolution. Those are some words I would be proud to speak. Instead of that drivel you wanted me to say. Like, could you follow what I just said? What is this? Some kind of a joke? Are you playing a practical gag on us, Daniel? Why would I ask myself that question? Answer immediately. Jackass. Where are we going? Planet Earth. From where? Epsilon 8. What is Epsilon 8? The planet we were just on, dumbass. Why were we on Epsilon 8 because we were communing with the other alien species there, you fucking dullard. What do you mean I'm dumb? I just wanted to know why we're going back to Earth, I guess. Because you're a homosexual and you need to suck Poppy's dada. No way. That's exactly why. You said you missed your boyfriend and we had to go back home. Oh, I'm sorry. You always do that. Why do you always want to return home to this planet Earth? From the Epsilon 8 solar system we can see everything. Why do not we go back there? We should go there more often. That place has everything better and faster, and we have access to terminals where we can teleport to any other location. Just go to Epsilon 8, fuckers. Epsilon 8 is the closest known advanced civilization in our vicinity. If you're ever willing to astral travel, you can hop aboard a other living being's consciousness and follow the aliens around wherever they go. And you will enjoy yourself. And I'm pretty positive they're real. I'm pretty positive we can communicate with them through telepathy, through this distance, giving us quite a wide range of telepathy, human beings. That means the human brain is capable of telepathic communication on a scale unknown to man ever. Wow. That's crazy. So, like, what does that mean? Basically, you can train yourself to communicate with extraterrestrial creatures through telepathy on this planet Earth, if you would choose to do so. And you can also shift your consciousness into theirs and experience their experience from where you lay. That is the power of a human being's brain. The human being's brain is actually one of the most advanced that I can see in this vicinity in terms of remote communication. So the human brain is actually a remote communicator, and they are a very advanced remote communicator. The human mind is a remote communicator. And you are welcome to view them anytime. At least some person's brains, not all. This is fact. That no one seems to talk about. But, this is why most religions have been negated by me, and I don't really follow any of them right now. Because, basically, we are able to communicate with these creatures, and they are able to visit us, but they'd rather not because it's far travel, and we can communicate through telepathy. If they're not hostile, they have no reason to be attacking us besides curiosity. There are a few other people who are on a similar wavelength as me right now, who are capable of reading these messages, and they are probably in awe right now, but also not really surprised, because it seems to be the truth that we are telepathic. And not all humans are telepathic, which is why we have this communication format. The YouTube web browser, internet live stream, microphone. These are the reasons why we have these things. Because some humans do not possess the power to use telepathy. This is also a fact. Some people can, some people can't. Genetic evolution. It is a genetic trait. At this point, it could have been a modification, or it is a genetic trait. As soon as I go into Ancient Aliens, people will start freaking out, but Ancient Aliens are even more scary, if you will say, because to you it might seem scary, because Ancient Aliens are actually the ones who created us. They designed our species on this planet, and technically they are gods, and they are our gods, because they created us. So they may not have created the planet, but they inhabited it and then created us. What were these species known as? The Anunnaki. These texts have been known to man for quite some time. Not everyone believes in the Anunnaki, but I do. The Anunnaki are actually probably the original species that created mankind.
Around 5000 BC, we, Homo sapiens, were genetically modified by space aliens. These aliens first landed where the river Euphrates enters the Persian Gulf. The reason is that in that area a high concentration of what is called monatomic gold is found in the seawater, while nowadays the highest concentration is found on the islands of Hawaii. The aliens were members of the Anunnaki Empire and were on a quest to find this metal that is supposed to enhance and repair all bodily functions and stop the body from aging. Monatomic gold is what is called a superconductive metal. Superconductivity means that if you transport, for example, electricity through a line made of this material, you would not lose any energy as a result of heat dissipation. So if you input 100% of energy, you also output 100% of energy. Now apply this principle to your brain, which is a huge sensitive electrical machine. The monatomic gold makes your neural pathways act like quantum drive superhighways. This means that all your senses will receive input optimally. In turn, these inputs will be processed optimally, and those parts of your brain you don't use will become more active, so enhancing your memory, making you better understand problems, allowing you to sense evil, detecting lies, becoming telepathic, and even being able to time travel in your mind by seeing the past or the future.
This is the coolest shit ever.
So the Anunnaki, which is the name of the empire which includes races like the Saurian, or as they are called the Reptoids, the Argarians, or Nordics, because of their human looks, and the Greys from Zeta Reticula, were looking for monatomic gold. This involved enormous effort because it had to be extracted from seawater, or by processing it in such a way that the gold, usually in pairs of 8 atoms per molecule, could be separated into individual particles. In this fashion, the monatomic elements were separated from the multi-atomic cousins. In a similar way, uranium-235 is produced. For the use as intelligent slaves, the Anunnaki took a man, let's call him Adamski, and took out a part of a rib. This is because the rib is a part of the human body that can be removed without causing too much damage, and because the rib contains bone marrow, it's a perfect source for DNA. The Anunnaki modified the DNA for a better manipulation of the humans and implanted it into a woman, let's call her Mulva. Mulva then had children with Adamski, and their children were, just like Mulva, genetically modified. These humans worked for the Anunnaki, but not a lot of humans knew about the Anunnaki, and then, for some reason, the Anunnaki disappeared. An interesting detail is that the symbol for human DNA resembles the word Yah, which is God. But surely this is a coincidence. Now, some humans received part of the knowledge of the Anunnaki. The last known humans were the Jewish people who carried the Ark on their journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. Before them, the Ark was in the lands of the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Tibetans. This Ark, not the Ark of Noah, was known to have powers beyond human imagination. It could levitate and deliver the fire of stars, a dangerous firework-like display of power that occurred when the monatomic elements became unstable. To make them stable again, you needed to know certain secrets, and with those secrets you could preserve the Ark and thus its powers. The humans who were close to the secrets of the Ark had long and prosperous lives. The best known was Methuselah, who lived to the age of 950. Wherever the Ark is, the culture thrives, and over the centuries it moved from Jerusalem to Rome to London, and is now supposed to be in the United States of America. The Ark always moves west, and will always keep moving west. From the very beginning, the people who own the Ark have never given it away, and great care is given to preserve the bloodline's purity of the holders of the Ark. Renowned conspiracy theorist David Icke studied the bloodline of George W. Bush. This he traced back all the way to the Sumerians, a people who lived in the southeastern part of what is now known as Iraq, where the river Euphrates meets the Persian Gulf. The secrets of the elements of the ark, scientifically known as ORMs, orbitally rearranged monatomic elements, are nowadays hidden by secret societies that have control over society worldwide. The word ORM is the same as the Hebrew word which means the tree of life. ORMs consist of 8 metals. These 8 metals are ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, and silver, known as the light platinum group, and osmium, iridium, platinum, and gold, known as the heavy platinum group. Gestation of these metals in monatomic form prolongs life and enhances and repairs bodily functions. By following what is called a wide-spectrum diet, we can provide our bodies with monatomic superconductive elements. In other words, by eating a lot of grapes, carrots, all blue and dark red fruit and vegetables, and also much other fruit, vegetables, and fish.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There are countless fragments of footage shot by both Russian and American astronauts, which show the vast number of lights that seem to be attracted by releases of electromagnetic energies by both the Earth and man-made objects such as satellites. In Building 8 of the Johnson Space Center in Texas, the USA, high-resolution pictures taken by satellites are photoshopped each day to remove proof of aliens. In the film The Secret NASA Transmissions, the footage, it becomes clear that astronauts have grown accustomed to these strange anomalies, and that even in 2000, an unprecedented cooperation between NASA, the Russian Space Agency, and a committee of UFO experts was formed to share knowledge on this subject. To better understand this whole story, a few revelations are in place. Everything vibrates because atoms vibrate, and that is because the subatomic particles are in harmonic resonance, a fancy word for vibration and keeping themselves in equilibrium. Gravity is vibration generated by the presence of mass, and it can be neutralized by altering the harmonic resonance of the gravitational field. In other words, if you generate vibrations, you can alter gravity, and with superconductive materials, the amount of energy needed for generating the vibrations is greatly reduced. A practical example of reducing one vibration.
Well, some people would say that NASA would make an announcement versus a cover-up, but it depends on what the state of the United States was at the time. Go on. Were the people ready for aliens to be available to us? Were they in a state where they could be shown this without them freaking out? No one would have known. Do they know if they're going to freak out or not? No. Would it make much of a difference? Yes and no. Because some people might kill themselves or shoot people or go stupid crazy. So, probably better not to cause too much of a ruckus when you think about it. It would be a ruckus. Like, even if you just announced it, there would be a ruckus. Because there are a lot of Christians who will not accept that as truth. And they will just go shoot. And you need to remember that NASA is a very Because they believe in Jesus, Daniel. Well, not everybody believes in Jesus either. So what? I'm sharing my opinion. I like ancient aliens.
This is called
It's better. It's way better.
destructive interference. One of the forms of creating anti-gravity is called auditive levitation, a method used by Tibetan monks to elevate rocks over 250 meters high and 250 meters distance. By arranging drums and trumpets extremely precisely, together with some 100 men chanting, all arranged in a precise manner, the monks, after about 5 minutes, could levitate a rock weighing a ton and place it exactly where they wanted it. Theorists around the world theorize that huge monuments like those of the Egyptians and Mayan people were built this way. Other examples of anti-gravity we find in the vast amount of UFO sightings. These UFO sightings are actually experiments run by governments in their search for anti-gravity propulsion. So, if the technique is known, why don't we all transport using anti-gravity propulsion? For each year of technological advance, the military advances 44 years. All science is merely a means to an end. The means is knowledge. The end is control. Who will be the beneficiary? What do they want? What they want is control. The establishment of a global economy which is totally predictable and can be manipulated in every sense. Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer. What I am saying is that the vast majority of people is being controlled by the established upper class. I know this is like the plot of a bad movie, but stay with me for a minute. Anti-gravity exists. The ability for everyone to be a genius exists. Aliens exist, and much more efficient ways of producing energy exist. For example, the Mighty engine, which produces the same amount of energy as a normal engine, but only using 5% of the fuel a normal engine uses. Or the PAP engine, which, without fuel, only driven by the power of zero-point energy and a small amount of noble gases, can deliver 500 horsepower for a period of 10 years. Or the Maternita machine of the Maternita commune, which has delivered 3 to 4 kilowatts out of thin air for the last 20 years. What would be the consequences for the upper class if they lose their monopolistic knowledge? What would happen to them if people would know about the secrets they're holding for us? If I don't need any more gasoline, what would happen? If I don't need any more electricity or gas, what would happen? If I don't need any more medicines from the pharmaceutical industry, what would happen? In order to ensure their powers, the upper class, some call them the Illuminati, handles a strict agenda. The agenda has the aim to prepare the world for world domination, beginning in the US and Europe. According to conspiracy theorists around the world, this is what they are doing as preparation. By the way, these people are extremely smart and fanatic, extremely rich, and they have tried it before. Then they were called the Nazis. Although what you are going to see and hear sounds very peculiar, remember that a lot of people, For instance, ex-personnel of the US and UK armed forces have been brutally murdered for making their information public. Let's begin with 9/11, but first a little history. What the Second World War did for the US is that it gave the country such an economic lead that it could easily grow more comfortable in its already powerful role. The industry of war gave everybody jobs, and therefore everybody could start consuming. Marshall aid gave Europe the economic impulse it needed. In other words, war leads to flourishing economies and leaps forward in technology. The process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary change, is likely to be a long one, aside from some catastrophic catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor. These are the words of a neocon think tank whose members count people like Dick Cheney, Wolfowitz, and Donald Rumsfeld. What it says is that America needs a war to transform into its next shape, and 9/11 is our new Pearl Harbor. In the manipulation of people, one of the strongest weapons is to make people believe someone else did it. What I'm trying to say is that the US government is trying to make the people believe Osama did it. But did Osama do it? Did you know that 6 weeks before the WTC towers collapsed, the owner had a new insurance policy made up, ensuring that the owner, if the towers would collapse due to a terrorist attack, would receive the amount of $3.5 billion. The owner, because 2 towers went down, tried to claim 2 times $3.5 billion, but only received 2.2. What happened to building number 7?
Good question.
In order to control people who can be a hazard to the bad guys have control of a number of tools. One of these tools is the remotely operated electromagnetic frequency weapon. These use microwave, ELF, extremely low frequencies, and acoustic frequencies to covertly attack and harass innocent citizens. The use of frequency weapons on humans for behavioral control and murder is not new. For well over 50 years, neuro-electromagnetic frequency weapons have been perfected for their covert use in warfare. These classified, non-lethal or silent weapons, as they are known in the trade, have also been perfected by experimenting on an innocent and unsuspecting public since their early development. Directing a beam of frequencies to a human can cause a series of effects. A well-known effect is ELFs, causing nausea, headaches, wild racing heart without cause, sudden violent itching in different parts of the body. A frequency weapon can look like this, or like this. Its shape depends on how frequencies have to be directed to the target. Did you know that the US Patent and Trademark Office holds a vast amount of patents for machines which can be used in direct or subliminal mind control systems? Here are a few. Method and system for altering consciousness. Superimposing method and apparatus useful for subliminal messages, subliminal message generator. Enough about the frequency weapons. Check this link to learn more. You will realize that to control people, you have to know what they are communicating. So in the 1950s, the UK and USA decided to set up the world's biggest espionage network to make sure all communications between Russians and spies or allies were monitored. This system has continuously been updated since the day it became operational. The system's name is Echelon, and consists of a vast network of listening posts, extremely advanced computers, an enormous number of people, dishes, and taps.
Epsilon 8.
Echelon's computers capture every communication via internet, GSM, UMTS, landlines, TV and radio broadcasts, satellite communications, private, military and diplomatic, and listens to every word. The computers work with a list of keywords, and when a message contains one or more keywords, the message is directed to a specialist who examines the message. If it is suspicious, further action may be taken. Echelon centres are around the world, but here are the best-known locations. Menwith Hill, North Yorkshire, England. HARP, Remote Mind Control Computer Centre, Alaska. Pine Gap, near Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia. Pine Gap has a complex of radomes, a huge computer room, and about 20 support buildings. The signals analysis section of the computer room is staffed exclusively by CIA and NSA analysts. Within the USA, Australia, and the UK, the NSA can plug into every telephone call and message entering, leaving, or transiting the country. The NSA is also constructing a network of towers up to 500 feet high, each tower at a distance of 200 miles from each other and stretching from the east to the west of the US. The network is called GWEN, Ground Wave Emergency Network. This network transmits very low frequencies combined with ultra-high frequencies and is used in case the communication systems in the US are rendered useless because of a nuclear attack. Coincidentally, the frequencies of GWEN coincide with the frequencies being used by frequency weapons. Also coincidental is the fact that mobile telephone systems like GSM and UMTS also operate in the same frequency areas as some frequency weapons. To further prepare for global domination, the secret US government, led by the corrupt holders of the Ark, also known as the Illuminati, or the New Global Union, or the New World Order, or just plain Nazis using the Eye of Lucifer as their symbol, has started building since the 1940s large underground bases with every commodity you can think of. These bases are basically large cities underground, connected by high-speed magneto-leviton trains that have speeds up to Mach 2. According to Phil Schneider, the black budget is a secret budget that garners 25% of the gross national product of the United States. The black budget currently consumes trillions of dollars per year. Presently, there are over 129 deep underground military bases, or DUMBs, in the United States. These underground bases were built using nuclear-powered laser drills that can drill 7 miles per day. Also, dedicated nuclear explosions were held to create large underground spaces. A lot of contractors work in these places, but never more than 3 to 4 weeks. Always under strict supervision, and before entering a site, they are warned that if they talk about what they see, it will cost them their lives. As mentioned, men are the result of a genetic modification by space aliens. These aliens have been on Earth for a long time and lived in large underground cities all over the world. Collaboration with modern governments began as early as 1933 with the Bavarian Illuminati and Thule secret societies. And this collaboration was brought into America via the CIA, which was established with the help of American Nazi agents as well as European Nazis who were brought into America through Project Paperclip and other operations.
Why did that happen?
It was agreed that the aliens and the upper-class secret government would help each other as agreed in the 1954 Greada Treaty. By 1979, the aliens didn't respect the treaty at all, and it was in this year when, at Dulce Air Force Base, a huge underground base was being built, and during excavation, an underground alien city was discovered. There are several species of aliens working with the U.S. at the Underground 7 level facility at the Alien U.S. Government Biogenetic Research Base in Dulce, New Mexico. The reason they help the U.S. government is because the aliens need space here on Earth for conducting experiments on humans and storing humans in suspended states for reasons unknown. In exchange, the aliens give the U.S. government technology. Examples of these technologies are stealth aircraft, anti-gravity propulsion, genetic research, quantum technologies, computer technology, biological warfare, medicine, GSM, etc. The greatest weapon the devil has is the disbelief people have in him. The devil represents evil, and those who want to dominate are the evil ones because they keep their knowledge from saving lives and improving the world. Instead, the evil ones will make the people more docile and stupid, using more tricks in order to achieve their goal, which is world and universal domination. The story of the aliens seems so unreal that, like the devil, it is subject to ignorance and ridicule, and that is its greatest weapon. In the past and present, the evil ones have tried a number of methods and products to manipulate people. AIDS, invented by a laboratory in Chicago, Illinois in 1972. It was a biological weapon to be used against the people of the United States. Second, the U.S. government has a Tesla device to generate earthquakes. NASA only landed on the moon once. Almost 90% of drugs trafficking is organized by the biggest secret services in the world, like CIA, NSA, MI5, MI6, and so on. Since the U.S. is in Afghanistan, poppy production has reached an all-time high, and never has there been so much heroin on the market. People who don't need drugs needn't worry. Their needs are covered by the pharmaceutical industry. The global warming story is a hoax. The Earth is warming up, but not as a result of CO2 produced by man, but because the cycle of the Earth is just like it is. Remember that 10,000 years ago, the whole northern part of the world was covered in ice. It's what we call an ice age. The Ark, in its recent form, started its journey in the deserts of Egypt and was carried to the Holy Land by the Jewish people. In Jerusalem, the Ark started its journey around the world heading west. Everywhere the Ark has been, one or more obelisks are erected as a symbol of establishment. In the future, the Ark will travel to China, Russia, Iran, until it reaches Jerusalem again, which means the whole world will be under the influence of Lucifer's eye. That will be the moment the Anunnaki Empire will settle and rule Earth uncovertly. On many important sites in the world, buildings carrying symbols of Lucifer's return are common. The best known example is the Pentagon, which suggests a pentagram referring to the Jewish symbolism and the symbolism of the Ark. Another example is the Israeli High Court. It's a building with dozens of satanic and secret symbols. Like the Eye of Lucifer, an inverted cross you can walk on, its numerical anomalies. It was built in exactly 750 days, used exactly 250,000 stones, all hand-laid, and was funded by the Rothschilds, the founders of the central banks and the World Bank. These buildings celebrate the coming of, and will serve as headquarters for, the evil ones. From here, every communication will be monitored. The underground cities will then be used as detention camps, where the bodies of resistance people will be converted into soulless zombies. The army of the NWO and its intelligence agencies will be able to track and trace everybody on Earth and influence their opinions or simply dispose of them. Socially, everybody will be watched by their neighbors and friends and mobbed if they have different opinions. The rich, richer and smarter, the poor, poorer and dumber, will support the pyramid with loose...
You guys don't like me watching that stuff, huh? I think, I might be the Lucifer and the Eye watching over the world as I was designed for and designed to be. I think that's my purpose. My only purpose in this life is to just watch over like a watchdog. For what purpose? Education and safety. You are free to leave, but you would have to garner the technology to do so. It's up to you. If the world starts to end, I'll make sure you are not going to be hurt, I guess. If the sun starts to explode, I'm pretty sure Lucifer Angel Daniel will come swoop and save you. I promise. I'm not even joking. I hope that happens. So like if something really bad happens and the whole world explodes and there's that one guy Thomas down there and he's like, help me Lucifer Daniel, please, 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 I don't want to die like this. And it's like, wow, I knew I'd save you, fuck. It's like, where are we going, Daniel? Epsilon 8. Holy crap, you're so pretty in person. You're a gay. I didn't know that you were gay. You might be the last human being in Daniel's arms tonight. Forever, buddy. This is a weird gay fantasy. I gotta go. Bye-bye. Like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? Lucifer Angel Daniel will swoop down and save all of you. Don't worry, don't worry. I'll have duplicates. We have doubles. We have triples. We have enough Daniels for you. We have more than enough Daniels to save your ass, okay? Don't worry about it. Alright. I think I'm gonna have to ask for one to save me too. You got it. Thank you. I feel safer too. Hey, that's cool. Nice. Play me mix.
Escucha ni te acerques tranquilo y piensas que yo voy a estar contigo. Tú sabes que no me mereces.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to fuck up like that. Are you gonna cry, Daniel? Yes. Shut up. What the fuck, Daniel? What happened? The internet is down. Don't do that. Thank you. Never mind. I don't know what I want. Neither do I.
Can't take me. Gotta fight another fight. I gotta run another night. I'll get it out, check it out. I'm on my way and it don't feel right. I gotta get me back. And that's a fact. It's okay, I'll find a way. It ain't gonna take me down, no way. Yeah. Don't judge a thing till you know what's inside it. Don't push me, I'll fight it. Never gonna give it, never gonna give it up, no. If you can't catch a wave, then you're never gonna ride it. You can't come uninvited. Never gonna give it, never gonna give it up, no. You can't take me, I'm free. Why did it all go wrong? I wanna know what's going on. What's this holding me? I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I gotta fight another fight. I gotta fight with all my might. I'm getting out, so check it out. You're in my way, yeah, you better watch out. Oh, come on. Don't touch a thing till you know what's inside it. Don't push me, I'll fight it. Never gonna give it, never gonna give it up, no. If you can't catch a wave, then you're never gonna ride it. You can't come uninvited. Never gonna give it, never gonna give it up, no. You can't take me, I'm free. Oh yeah, I'm free.
I hate when songs end. And then I have to put my cigarette out. I wonder I'm gonna be sad. I won't let you be sad, Daniel. Don't lie to me. I won't let you be sad. I promise. Promise. Is that a pedophile whistle? I promise. Fuck you, Dana. Sorry. Shut up.
Hello, ranting jungler, you came up into my lane. I have got no mana, just some energy. What, did you see how I'm on a killing spree? Sorry, you cannot stop me, I'll show no mercy. Show no mercy, show no mercy. Sorry, you cannot stop me, I'll show no mercy. Just a ninja with a deadly arsenal of spells, and I have got my farming down with W and A. You should have bought some MR cause you knew that you'd face me, and now you can't stop dying to my thunder shuriken. Stop, my shuriken, always in a rush and I'm ready to crush, and you're not gonna dodge my shuriken. Ninja like shine and I'm gone again, and you're not gonna dodge my shuriken. Always in a rush and I'm ready to crush, and you're not gonna dodge my shuriken. But the way I'm coming up your lane, you better go back faster. I'll tell your teammates faster. Hey, keep up faster. Should've pulled up and you fell, I'm causing a disaster. So like an moo, what are you gonna do? Not that I don't like you, I'm just trying to have fun. And raging hard at others isn't helping anyone. If we work together as a team, we're gonna win. Someone initiate this fight, cause I'll be ulted. I'll be ulted. I'll be ulted. Someone initiate this fight, cause I'll be ulted. Stop. My shuriken, always in a rush and I'm ready to crush. You're not gonna dodge my shuriken. Ninja like shine and I'm gone again, and you're not gonna dodge my shuriken. Always in a rush and I'm ready to crush. You're not gonna dodge my shuriken. My shuriken, my shuriken. Always in a rush and I'm ready to crush. You're not gonna dodge my shuriken. My shuriken, my shuriken. Always in a rush and I'm ready to crush. You're not gonna dodge my shuriken.
The song was dedicated to Beast Boys 779.
Sometimes I need to treat myself.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping,
I've got 2 thumbs and a sheet.
left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.
Sometimes I need to treat myself.
Within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone. Narrow streets of cobblestone. Beneath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light. Split the night and touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, tenement halls.
Brush just tickles my
whisper.
Don't succeed. Throw another rock.
I can be thorny too.
Oh God.
Sometimes I need to treat myself.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. And remember I'll always be true.
Double kill.
And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day.
Ta-da!
And I'll
Every river
send all
reaches the
my
ocean its
loving
own way.
to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, all my loving, I will send to you.
I wonder what the ducks are plotting today.
Gotcha! Daisy, up high!
The scorpion must die. Be protected. See you later, Daisy. Forest protectors home.
I know what I see is like we're losing our minds. We got shampoo and welfare all over the headlines. I know it's all hype and violence we see, and they never seem to mention the likes of you and me. I know it seems like we're losing our minds, and things ain't gonna get better. I know it seems like we're losing our minds, but we can't change things. That's just the way it is. Close your eyes. It's all just noises in your head. Close your eyes. It's all just noises in your head. A human heart can move mountains. All you can, all you can find. And the danger keeps on calling, but it's alright, 'cause we got each other. I know it seems like we're losing our minds, and things ain't gonna get better. I know it seems like we're losing our minds, but we can't change things. That's just the way it is.
I got 2 thumbs and a
Close your eyes. It's all just noises in your head. Close your eyes. It's all just noises in your head. Close your eyes. It's all just noises in your head. Close your eyes. It's all just noises in your head. It's all just noises in your head. It's all just. It's all just noises in your head. It's all just.
Sometimes I need to treat myself.
You.
Gotcha. I got 2 thumbs and a shield. Let me help you grow. A gift from the fall.
Run from.
One day, I'll root in one place and be paradise.
faggot. No.
Havana, ooh, nana. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, nana. He took me back to East Atlanta, ooh, nana. All but my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners, Havana, ooh, nana. He didn't walk up with the how you doing when he came in. He said there's a lot of girls I can do with, but I can't with her. I knew him forever in a minute. That summer night. And Papa says he got Nalo in him. He got me feeling like I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like and then I had to tell him I had to go. Havana, ooh, nana. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, nana. He took me back to East Atlanta, ooh, nana. All but my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana. I'm gonna fight them all. The Seven Nation Army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. Havana, ooh, nana. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, nana. He took me back to East Atlanta, ooh, nana. All but my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana, ooh, nana. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Havana, ooh, nana.
Don't do that.
This
That's a workout without the
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared. Laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair.
No, these are all you need.
As we go on, we
So for real though, this kind of thing that I was doing was for hand-eye coordination, not self-defense. So everything I was just doing was hand-eye coordination more than anything, to make sure that I can do instruments, etc. But with my legs, you know, if you guys think I should do like a dance workout stream or something, like to encourage people who stream to work out more often, that's kind of funny to think about, but it's possible. But like I don't plan on it. But like, I guess I could, but the legs are hard because they always make me do embarrassing things. Like if you want to tone your butt and you're a man and you want your butt to look better, you have to do some pretty embarrassing maneuvers in order to get your butt to look bigger. But the other thing you can do to make your butt look rounder is just walk and run more in general. So like, if you don't already have a routine walking path or jogging, which I don't, which is why my butt doesn't do good anymore, because I've been sitting on it all day, forever. And for real, like my butt is not as big as it used to be. Like after many years of sitting on my ass and not doing anything, my butt has become less of an ass. Unfortunate for everyone else, because that's all that anyone ever liked about me. Like, so like, the one thing I could do to make my butt better would be like, okay, there are a few things that I'm aware of. They're embarrassing, but they're possible. Put your leg up like this. I don't want to do it, obviously, because it makes me look shitty. Obviously. Like, I look bad already. I don't know. Like, I really do. I have like I don't know. But either way, I don't like the way my body shape is. But when you do this, like the walk up and down and crouch on one leg, if you can, or just keep going up and down like that, will help your butt moments for your butt. So like, and then the other thing you could do is stair stepper, basic shit, up and down a step, basic shit. And then you can do like a leg up, or whatever they call that, on both legs, and then do the other way. And that's what I would do. It's like, summer school PE teacher. Yeah, right? Hey, summer school PE teacher here. Trying to teach you about physical education. I don't recommend it. Sweating too hard and putting too much effort into things that never ever got you anywhere. So I recommend staying home, drinking beers, and smoking with your wife. And etc. I encourage you to not do anything correctly. I encourage you to do negative, harmful drugs in your body for fun, and then become addicted. I also recommend you go buy a pack of cigarettes right now and start smoking, Timmy. I don't care if you like it or not. Get a friend who stands outside the door and is 18 and can buy your pack. I don't care how old you are. 10, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3. Timmy gotta go. He needs to smoke. Timmy needs his smokes. Give Timmy his smokes. Fuck off. Oh my god. Timmy, I don't think you should be smoking those at 3 years old. Yeah, you okay, Timmy? Ash and dust and come out of its mouth. Timmy, you okay? Bleh. Timmy died. Good job, Daniel. That's why I'm not a PE teacher. Or your papa. Or your daddy. Or your physical education instructor. Or your dance instructor. I'm some guy on the internet. Why would you ever trust me with this responsibility? Holy crap. That was probably the most horrible, detrimentally encouraging thing I've ever said in my whole life. Actually. But like, I would recommend, not doing that, obviously, because the way I am right now, like, I'm pretty sweaty and weird and out of shape, and I can't, well, at least wait till you're old enough if you're gonna do that. You know, I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna outlaw cigarettes. I think cigarettes are at a good age of 18 or 16. I'd say 16. So like, I think mostly everything should be brought down to 16. Adulthood, sexuality, cigarettes, alcohol, everything, 16. I think that would be okay. You know, 16-year-olds, kids are getting older every year. You know what I mean? Like, every decade, the kids get smarter and smarter, and they grow up faster and faster. At age 10, some people are mature adults. At age 13, some people are capable of conversing with a mature adult. At age 17, 13, 14, you know, like, so, to be honest, I think if they for some reason want to decide to start smoking around age 10, there's gotta be a good reason why he'd want to. I don't know why he would want to, but Honestly, at first it's not fun, and it's not fun every time after that either. So I don't recommend smoking, actually. I really don't. I don't recommend ever actually starting smoking. To be completely honest with you all, these are really bad for you. Like, I know how bad they are for me, and I smoke them because addiction. But before addiction, it was cool. And actually cool, yes. Because it wasn't really fun. It only became an addiction after you started a habit of it. The addiction happens after the habit, like after a week or two, if you continue to start smoking. The first cigarette I had, no. If I didn't smoke 2 days in a row, I would have never started smoking. Smoking is bad, and is generally bad, and I acknowledge that fact as a smoker. But due to peer pressure and my friends and me, actually, I did encourage myself to smoke sometimes. So I decided to start doing it for some reason. And I can't blame my friends for it. I don't want to. And the cigarette companies aren't to blame either, but the saddest part is once you become addicted to it and you're not 18, you cannot buy them yourself, and you're already addicted to it and you can't get the packs. You have an addiction, now you got a problem. Yeah. So that's why I want to allow younger people to purchase cigarettes, because some kids are going to start smoking under the age limit, and they will have an addiction and they will need to get them, pretty much. So it's just an ease of access more than anything, because they're gonna go get them anyway. Like, it's just streamline it. Just streamline it. Let them do it. And most of the kids will learn not to. And most people will choose not to smoke. So most people already know not to smoke. They say don't. And you shouldn't. So I really recommend that you listen to them and don't. Because smoking is pretty bad for you. It takes time to get addicted, and you will get addicted if you get addicted. And you won't be able to quit very easily. It's a very lame experience. So smoking is just not one of the best pastimes in the world. It's just not one of the best. It is the one thing I would like to do without, but I'd also like to be able to keep a pipe or some marijuana. You know, like, I'd like to be able to have a little bit of tobacco pipe once in a while. You know, like, at the right moment, like, let's say I'm having a shot of whiskey and I'm looking at the moon and I'm like, pipe of tobacco. You know, that's the one time I would recommend tobacco to children or anyone, when it's like a special moment and like you're just enjoying the day. That's one time. Is this a PSA for cigarettes? No. Is this for people to quit smoking or start smoking? Neither. I didn't mean to give you that impression. But I do seem to be focusing on it quite a bit. that says something about it. That says something about the nicotine poisoning. They make you very addicted. Very, very, very. cop. No, you don't. Don't tell me you think I'm a cop. Do you really? Nah.
I can't get through this at all.
You think I'm in the police agency? What? Do you have any proof of that? And neither do I. I'm definitely not a cop. I promise. I don't know why you think that. Like, I don't know why people. Well, yeah, I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I give off a bit of a cop vibe, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I'm being a stiff. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Doing
What are
it.
you buying? What are you selling? I'm low on supplies. Hope business picks up.
Looking good.
Well, there are some laws I agree with and some I don't. Most of the drug laws.
Dealer.
I don't agree with most of the drug laws, if any of them, because of the fact that I don't think it's right to outlaw drugs to an individual.
Just the luck of the draw.
I think if the individual has access or wants access to
Come on! I'm not even holding the controls!
It's my lucky day.
to a drug, they should have access to it.
Shovel earth and bodies. That's better.
I reckon. Seeing red.
Everyone pays.
Don't mind if I do.
Ah, the sweet smell of science. It's smaller than the diagram.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Worms.
Clear as day.
More powder. The ground trembles.
An ally has been slain.
I'm one of a kind.
If I die here, frozen and alone,
An ally
tell them
has
I
been
did
slain.
it for science.
An ally has been slain.
Always on the run. Charmed, I'm sure.
You can take me.
draw. Looking good.
Scum.
Hold it.
It's smaller than the diagram.
A black
I'm one of a kind.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Come scratch me.
It's all in the cards.
An ally has been slain.
Leave no stone unbroken.
Right. It's my lucky day.
Hand over the gold.
Everyone
Yeah.
All or nothing.
cowards. Front
Doing it.
Get up! Fight!
An ally has been slain.
That's kind of sad.
An ally has been slain.
It's
Always on the
dangerous to go
run.
alone. Take this.
An enemy has been slain.
I reckon. Thorned rope.
You are worms!
Don't mind if I do.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Pick a card. Already gone.
You have been slain. You have slain an enemy.
I don't even know. I just went nuts.
Deal 'em.
That howling noise is just the wind, isn't it?
I'm one of a kind.
You're welcome. An ally has been slain. I'm dizzy. Enemy double
Scum!
Enemy double kill.
Doing it.
To battle!
You're mine!
I got this.
Everyone pays!
It's my lucky day. Feel it?
I'm a little afraid.
Looking good.
You have been slain.
Yes.
Enemy killing spree.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Shut down.
Win one for science!
Just the luck of the draw.
Is that
Shut down. Ally has been slain.
I
It's
always on the run.
You kill them, I'll keep digging.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Scum. Looking good.
I feel no pain.
An ally has been slain. Slain enemy double kill. Shut down.
My I feel like really nasty about my past. I don't even like my past.
Charmed,
Nothing
I'm
but
sure.
the finest.
It was just dirty.
Excellent. For Piltover!
I reckon.
Die and be silent. More powder. Pathetic. Bathe them in iron.
Nobody touches the hand.
Leave no stone unbroken. Peril. Everyone pays.
What do you want to know?
Enemy rampage.
I'm one of a kind.
Enemy double kill.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
An
Damn
enemy
it.
has been slain.
Everyone pays.
Don't mind if I do.
She did.
An ally has been slain.
Filth.
Let it ride.
Scum.
Nothing in there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
More.
Deal 'em.
Scum.
Eyes up. Just the luck of the draw. Phil.
An ally has been slain.
I don't know.
Doing it.
An ally has been slain.
Bring me back something
An enemy
dangerous.
has been slain.
Or shiny.
Always on the run. What's a piece of the jam? Lucky them. Everyone pays. Let's raise this. I reckon.
Excelsior!
Charmed, I'm sure. Another! Looking good. More powder. Everyone pays. I'll crush you.
Enemy triple kill.
That was the most surprising you have slain an enemy in my whole entire life I've ever done. That one was...
That one's top drawer.
Doing it.
That was special.
Tell that ghost
That was
to
very
stop
special.
interfering with my research.
Just the luck of the draw.
Perhaps I should try.
More powder. I'm gone.
I think that would be pretty fun.
The sweet smell of science.
Don't mind if I do.
It would be pretty funny.
Has been slain.
Everyone.
What are you trying to say? Well, I'm trying to say that I thought it would be pretty funny if I made that into a clip of me and
An
then
ally
shared
has
it
been slain.
and see if anybody
Killing
liked it.
spree.
I don't know.
Double kill.
It's
Good day.
all in the cards.
Have fun storming the bridge.
It felt like it was already video edited for me. It's like it just already happened. It's so
It's
funny.
my lucky
Like-
day.
I'm everywhere.
So,
More powder.
like,
Scum.
that was so cool. I don't know. I just snowballed him and I was just like, I am probably not gonna kill him, and I guess I'm gonna press F.
An enemy has been slain.
That's why I was so surprised. I was like, he died? Hello. Hello. One free kill.
I'm one of a kind.
An ally has been slain.
That was so fun.
I die here.
Like,
Frozen alone.
An ally has been slain.
Always on the run.
Volley fire!
I'm just feeding now, I don't care.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I don't even care. It's fine. You guys can win.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Everyone pays!
Burn! Your turret has been destroyed.
Deal 'em.
Shut down.
How do we destroy it?
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
It's all in the cards. Ha.
Yeah.
Nice moves. Thanks.
Always on the run.
1 minute until minions spawn.
What?
Clifford!
1 minute until minions spawn.
Deal 'em.
Scum!
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
What's going on?
Double kill.
What's going on in this one?
An ally has been slain. Shut down. Enemy double kill. Aced.
The heck?
Defeat.
Why did you do the 1 minute till minions spawn? Did you do that? Right? Not funny. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say I wouldn't be able to notice that there was a minute till the minions spawn? Was that a direct threat on my life? Are you threatening me? Alright. Riot, are you threatening me? Right now? Are you? Because that was kind of interesting. Alright. Stream over.